Hello, people. Welcome to the lifeboat. I am your captain, Tommy. People, I want to continue on something that I was talking about the other day. This is a topic that comes up constantly in the United States. People talk about this every single day. They talk about where we went wrong as a country, right? Where did we get to a point where a Republican and a Democrat can't sit at the same table? We have a situation in this country where families don't have Thanksgiving dinner because the brother and sister voted for Trump and the mother and father voted against him, or vice versa, or any combination of it, and they can't sit in the same room. They share the same blood, but they can't talk to one another because of their political beliefs. And the people of the world are shocked. Everybody. They say, where did we go wrong? This wasn't how we grew up. When we were growing up, a Democrat or Republican could play golf, they could hang out, they could do whatever. They were not hating one another. Where did we go wrong? No one has an answer. I got an answer for you. It's simple as hell, people. I'm shocked that it doesn't come out more often. But the people who would tell this story have a vested interest in not telling this story. I said, turn off the news for a week. See what happens, right? Okay. People, try to understand once again that the news programs have one thing and one thing only that they want to do. And if you think that's tell you the news, then you just don't get it. Because here's what it boils down to. What they're trying to do is sell advertising, plain and simple. How do you lock in somebody for advertising? Well, let me tell you something. Drama sells. We talked about that. You can look there everywhere in the world. Drama sells. People want to push drama because drama sells. Whether it's hate, whether it's anger, whether it's violence, whether it's fear, those emotions bring people in. Okay. It gets way deeper and way further because CNN doesn't want to lose their market base. They have made an art form out of convincing everybody who watches their channel that everyone who doesn't watch their channel is evil. They want guns. They want to eliminate abortion and make sure that no one can ever get an abortion ever, even if they were raped by their dad. Right? They take every issue and they push it all the way to the absolute forefront. Now, before you get angry at me, Fox does the exact same thing. It's just a different set of bullet points. Fox wants you to believe that they're going to take every single gun off of the planet, right? The only people that are going to have guns are going to be people that get them illegally because we are going to go out and we are going to remove every gun. There won't be a Second Amendment. They don't talk about things in terms of what might happen. They talk about it as in the worst case scenario of what might happen. So that if you're someone watching Fox, they're going to tell you that that the Democrats are coming for your guns, man. They're coming for them. They're going to come to your house. They're going to take them, right? And they're going to allow abortion up until the age of 9, right? When a kid, obviously I'm joking, people, but this is what I'm talking about. They polarize the country and they do it intentionally. Why? Because if you hate everything there is about Democrats, you're not going to watch CNN. There's only one place you're going to go. You're going to get your news where it makes you feel like you're home, right? Go back 25, 35 years. These things didn't happen. You had ABC, NBC, CBS. They told you the news, and they said who, what, when, where. There was a shooting in Boston. 4 people died. The guy who shot's name was so-and-so. That was it. Now a shooting happens. They're not covering that. If they do, it takes 6 seconds. Then you have a panel of pundits who come on and tell you why it's the Democrats' fault that the shooting took place. Unless, of course, you're watching CNN. And then there's a panel of pundits who come on and tell you why it is the Republicans' fault that this shooting took place. People, when I was in prison, I didn't have a TV in my cell. I didn't watch TV. But the day room had TVs on poles, flat screens, big ones on the poles. And in order to watch them, you put earbuds in and your radio tunes into the frequency of whatever channel. It's astounding. I told you, I used to watch 15 minutes of news a day and nothing else. But during an event like a shooting, when the shooting took place in Las Vegas, I would sit and I could go like this and toggle back and forth and watch both TVs literally at the exact same time. And it was amazing because it's the same story. A guy broke out a window at a casino and shot into a rock concert or a country and western whatever concert. It ought to be the same news, right? Who cares who's filming it? It's the same news, right? Not even close. Not even close. The TV on the left is telling you how the Republicans, it's their fault. Every single death there is at the hands of the Republicans. And these people are telling you that every single death there is at the hands of the Democrats. The Republicans didn't shoot anybody. The Democrats didn't shoot anybody. But I promise you, the news will tell you that. I promise you. They have a vested interest in making sure that you feel very much at home on their channel, where they can sell you cars, Viagra, good shampoo, razors that don't leave stubble, right? And My Pillow. Or, regardless of what channel you're on, their only goal is to be able to sell advertising for large amounts of money. The more people who show up and don't leave, right, the people that they can retain, the more money they're going to make. They're not news organizations, people. They're not. They're there to make you feel at home, and more importantly, to make you feel uncomfortable as hell. If you turn on the competition, you're going to hear things that they're talking about you. They're saying you're stupid, right? You were stupid to vote for that guy, or you were stupid to vote against that guy. People, you think it's news? When Trump got elected on CNN, they were weeping. News is supposed to be people that tell you the news, and I don't care whether you voted for him or against him. But one channel was weeping. The other channel were popping champagne corks. Their job is to tell you who won. They're not supposed to be celebrating that Trump won. You shouldn't be crying because Trump won. What the hell, people? And no offense, but like sheep, we just pick up the remote control and we turn it on. And we allow them to program us. Now, why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because I'm going through and I'm thinking to myself, I was going to do something on prized possessions. And I don't mean this is my prized possession. It's my dad's watch. It's going to always be my prized possession, but that's not what I'm talking about. Truthfully, my prized possessions are the serious hate that I feel for two individuals. And one of these individuals did me wrong, and in the process did my father wrong about 8 years ago. The other individual did me wrong, at least the way I perceive it, did me wrong over a small amount, insignificant amount of money in the scheme of things, about 20 years ago, maybe 18 years ago. I'm sure he's moved on. I'm sure he doesn't even remember it, but I can't get over it. So I take out my pad and I say, this is the person I was. This is the person I want to be. On the list of the person that I want the new Tommy Scoville to be, I didn't list, a hatred for this person and that person. I got to take that with me. But I took it, right? Because it's a prized possession. It's something I can't give up. Is your prized possession hate? For real. I mean, there are people who say to you, I don't hate anybody. Listen to them speak. Listen to the words that come out of their mouth. Listen to the dripping venom in what they say. If you listen to a person and the things that they say sound positive, they're probably not a negative person. If you listen to people and what they say, everything has a negative tint to it, they're probably not a happy person. Does this make sense? I hope so, right? Here's the danger, people, as I see it. Everything, people, is always as I see it. And my job is to make you think. If you see it the same way, fantastic. If you don't, at least determine what it is that you do think, because it's going to help you shape the person that you want to become. And I do believe wholeheartedly that everybody on this planet can be better. I believe that. But as you're going forward and you're making the list, right, of who you were, if this is not a process that you endeavor to take, you can get sober and be the exact same person minus the drugs, or the exact same person minus the alcohol. And there are people on this planet that think that's fine. They think that's great. The only problem I had was the fact that I was doing drugs. And the drugs made me steal, the drugs made me do this, the drugs made me do that. Defects in our character make us do X, Y, and Z. The drugs make it so that we don't feel guilty while doing it. So if you get rid of the drugs, but you don't get rid of the defects in your character, all you are is a thief who's not stealing. All you are is someone who is a drug addict that isn't using. That's not what I have envisioned for myself, and I really hope it's not what you have envisioned for you. When I list out the things that worked for me, I picked these because they worked for individuals on a large scale, worked for a lot of people, and I modified them in some ways to fit me better, and I think everybody should do that. I believe I said when I rolled out my 8 steps, if these don't jive for you, write your own. But for the love of God, have a framework, have something laid out. But who do you want to be? Do you want to be the same jerk with just no drugs in your system? Because that can happen. Have you ever met that person? I have. I have. I've watched that person. How many times have you seen that person? Yeah, they're sober, but they're a jackass. I don't want that for me, and I most assuredly don't want that for you. So as you're making the list out of the new David, the new Mark, the new Tina, the new Liz, the new Tommy, right? Okay, I think I did pretty good. Honestly, I'm proud of the person that I've become. I am. I'm not afraid to say that. I'm proud of the person that I've become. Not because I'm not high. Sure, I'm glad I'm not stoned. I'm glad that I don't need to get up every day and need a fix. But more importantly, the things that the defects that the heroin took the guilt away from, I'm removing. I'm working really hard at removing the defects from my life to be a more positive person, to be a more loving person, a more caring person. That's what I want for me. It doesn't have to be what you want for you. But if it is, figure out what your prized possession is. What is that one thing that you intend to take from the old life and drag it on over to the new life? I am going to try to do nothing else for myself in the month of September to forgive these two people, to forgive them so that I can get them out of my life. Because I've never discussed this. Maybe I just need to do a video and discuss this, but I have very serious sleep problems. It's just part of who I am. It's from some injuries that I had skiing that I'll do a video on it. The point being, I don't sleep well. I've had insomnia for a very long time. And when the bouts of insomnia come on really bad, I can go 2-3 nights where I just don't sleep. And during those times, I'm hating someone from 18 years ago, and I can't get them out of my head. I'm thinking of all of the cool things I should have said to them 17 years ago when I spoke to them. What the heck is that? Well, obviously, it's my prized possession. And I'm going to work really hard on getting rid of mine. If you're perfectly happy and you don't need that, that's great. Good for you, man. Good for you. If there's nothing that you feel like you need to change, man, good for you. For the rest of us on the planet who feel like they need to change things, maybe this will get you thinking as to what that is that you're dragging forward. How do you feel about Republicans? How do you feel about Democrats? I mean, seriously, do you hate these people because of who they voted for president? Because if so, I don't know, man. In my head, that's not healthy. Just my head, just my opinion. But I don't think that's healthy. In fact, I think it's crappy. I think it's really crappy. We're all Americans, man, and we can't even eat at the same dinner table with our family. People, if anything, is causing you to turn your back on your family or have your family turn your back on you, think about that. You know, you got a family member that says, I'm not even going to talk to you anymore. Over an election? What the hell is wrong with us? I don't know. Maybe it's me. But I think this is something that as we make that list going forward and you're figuring out who you want to be, determine what that prized possession is and if it's really worth holding on to. And whatever you do, people, thoughts, prayers, positive energy, just whatever it is you do for our girl Chi-Chi, right? She's in the eye of the storm, people. And I had said I wanted to push the storm to the left. As it turns out, she's got a sister to the left. Let's just say it goes somewhere else, right? Or that they're safe. I just want them to be safe. I want Chi-Chi back on this channel. I love her. She's as good as we got, in my opinion. Chi-Chi's been with me since before there was a channel. Seriously, I can't tell you how long she has just been a supportive human in my life. And I'm a better person because I know her. So that's thoughts and prayers to Chi-Chi. People, to join this, you click on this thing over here. There are some videos over here, and they're going to make you think. You're going to design your own package, I hope. But these are gonna make you think about some things that have worked for a lot of people. All right, I'm your captain, Tommy Scoville. I hope you have a great weekend. I'm gonna go to work, people. Pretty close to that time. A couple more hours.